Are we in discussions with chicken dinner?
No, because regular dinner re-upped.
Oh,
They're
really?
still with us.
For the whole year?
For the new tour.
Oh,
Yep, they're on
sweet.
board.
Good. Nice to have some consistency, I think.
Don't forget, when you're feeling hungry and it's after lunch, turn your mouth and your body head to dinner. It's what's for dinner. Yum. They spend so much money on the placement that the copywriters are just... Ugh.
Yeah, they kind of. I think I've got a feeling that you know the guy that runs the finance department. I'm pretty sure he does all the copy. I don't think it's a natural skill for him. Christian Harder, I might have to get a soundboard because he is raising, and that seems to happen quite a lot of the time. 10-9 off from the button.
I mean, he's been doing his absolute best to be the big stack at this table. You know, he came to the final table with the most chips. He still has the most chips. I will say pretty much any time he's gotten a little out of line, somebody's woken up with a big hand after him, and he's been forced to fold plenty.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he's done too much wrong. He's doing a darn good job. Opalikhin here with another pocket pair. They just can't help themselves. Pocket fives.
And yeah, this is a kind of an awkward spot for Opalikhin. His stack is too big to rip it in. He doesn't want to go broke before the two guys after him, Vela and Josephy, both with shorter stacks. He's out of position. He's got a hand where he's not going to like the flop very often. He is going to 3-bet. And the problem is that Charter can afford to play this pot in position and take a flop.
Got the button.
He's getting way better than 2-1. Exactly. He's got the button. He's in position. He's last to act on all the streets after this. 10-9's a hand that plays pretty well post-flop.
That didn't sound like it was pleasant.
And, of course, he has the option to raise again, too.
Yep, really test Aleksei's hand. I don't know exactly how many 3-bets we've seen pre-flop from Aleksei.
That's a good question. You know, maybe he's not, if he's not 3-betting very often, we may not see. Well, looks like some more chips are going into the middle.
White Russians ahoy. Yeah.
4-bet alert.
Man, sweet spot. Some instinct, some physical tell, some message has reached the brain of Christian Harder that says, do you know what, mate? Let's make this really uncomfortable.
So now it's 475,000 to win 1.6 million, and Charter's just put him in a real. I said this is an awkward position for Aleksei. I like this 4-bet from Charter because if Aleksei just piles it in, Charter can just get away from it. And he puts Aleksei's awkward size stack into a very awkward spot with two shorter stacks still in this tournament. He's going to be very reluctant to get it in with medium pocket pairs. He's going to be reluctant to get it in with out the top level. You know, even ace-queen, he may not be crazy about getting in with here. And so this is just an awesome move by Christian Harder.
Agreed, agreed, and agreed.
And he can't really call. He's out of position, and it's a massive pot, and he's going to have, like, just over pot left behind if he does call. A little bit more than that, but he just, all of the roads lead to sorrow here. And you can just see it.
Yeah.
In Harder's head, he's got to just be going, I just nailed this. I own you.
Man, to be that good.
What I'm thinking is, you mine, a-hole. But what I'm not doing is feeling one way or another about it.
Don't know. Is that from Blazing Saddles? I didn't see you look at Cliff Josephy when you made the reference. So I'm
Get
guessing.
Shorty, which I don't think is 25 years old yet.
Okay, you're okay. Cliff's safe.
And while I don't enjoy seeing Aleksei in so much pain, it is cool AF to see this kind of emotion.
Let us not forget, this guy came here on holiday, on a vacation.
Yeah, right.
Binged himself a seat in the big game. And now he finds himself among the final 5, guaranteed $141,000. This is just like a once-in-a-lifetime, perhaps, scenario. This isn't a guy who's traveling the live circuit, playing these kind of games every other week.
Evan on Twitch says this will be super good poker if he shoves, and we see that he does not shove, he folds. I just think after you look that pained and that distraught, I don't think you can really shove. You know, if your opponent is making a move on you, it'll work. But if your opponent has a hand that they may or may not be super crazy about, they can probably be confident that you don't have it.
Amazing timing. Great instincts from Christian Harder.
Mike just got a few chips.
Really
Bring
well
Randy
played.
back.
Christian Harder just read that situation perfectly, and
take like 37 minutes.
some of the time he's going to be wrong, but then he just gets away from it. He just folds.
Yeah. Yeah. He just does it enough, and he just does it exactly the right times. And as you say, if he gets it wrong, it's fine. He just lets it go. He doesn't get too attached to any failed attempts. If it's working 4 times out of 5, then bingo, bango, bongo. Yellow Hannah saying this is agonizing to watch. I hope you're referring to Aleksei's decision on the last hand and not the broadcast as a whole.
Randy ain't no slouch either. Back in the box, yeah.
I didn't touch either one of them. That's the closest
Wow.
been all day.
Really?
Yep.
You pitched him right there?
That was amazing.
Back
We
to
do
playing
have
blackjack.
some incredible dealers here. Ace Jack for Christian Harder. That's the beauty of it, is his range is just impossible to guess because he's acting super aggressive with the 9-10, 4-betting pre-flop. And then, of course, sometimes he also gets the big hands. Aleksei's got himself a Jack 8
Wind
off.
blue and a cat blue.
6 folds. 8 folds.
Cliff folds. Cliff now our shortest stack once again set a report. 1.94 million for him. Michael Gentili with a Queen Jack off.
Calls.
Got to take a look from the big blind. Ace Queen 7.
I like this tweet from Alexander who says, this move from Harder was like, this is the part where you fold.
3 bets, 200.
Somewhat dicey spot here for Gentili. Definitely can't fold the flop. He has very little chance of improving in a good way. That actually is one of the better cards for him. Both have the same straight draw. Gentili picks up equity with the diamond draw.
Harder still being the aggressor here. 365,000 into 980,000.
And no reason he shouldn't be the aggressor. He's in position. He's got what's probably going to be the best hand. He's got a pretty good draw. He's got Gentili out chipped. All signs point to yes. 9, 10, jack. That's nothing.
No, it's still
Pair of aces.
still pair of aces ahead. But certainly could
So,
prove.
hold on, 7. No, because there's no 8.
No, there's no 8.
Oh, there's no king. God, it's close though.
It's so close. You were good. It was wise to check, which is the same could be said for Christian Harder, who checks on the river and takes another big pot. He has now got 9.355 million. And let me show you what that does to Michael Gentili. He is down to 3.5 million. Cliff, the shortest stack, just under 2 million. Michael Vela slightly safer, 2.7. Only half an hour left on this level, which I must say has flown by. Very enjoyable. Well done, everyone. Good pokers.
It's worth mentioning, by the way, that Christian Harder is part of this Maryland poker crew.
Yes.
That includes some of the game's greats like Greg Merson and Tony Gregg, who has made the final table this event some insane number of times. This is Michael Bartholomew. Harder knocked him out yesterday in 11th place. That was back when we had more Michaels.
Oh, yeah. Thank God. Thank God we got down to just the 2. Yeah, that was a pretty sweet day for him. 42,400 he got for his troubles. Still probably trying to work out what to do with that. I'll go out there and help him. I know a place.
I know some things we can do.
10 calls.
I'd save some for Panama, though.
Oh, Panama.
Got me a full house this time. Let's square it up. It's only fair, right, Cliff?
Well, not a full house, but a pretty good flop. Top pair for Vela. Gut shot for Gentili.
Blind on blind. Always fun.
10 bets, 105. 1 calls.
Flamboyant call from the man with the best hand. Now Michael checks into Michael, and Michael bets. Going to deliberately not use their surnames. Oh, that's a shame. I was going to have some fun with that. That's nice.
Nailed it.
Nice bit of work for Michael. Now creeping up towards the 3 million mark. Again, Michael Vela is the guy I'm talking about. I won't do that anymore. It's quite irritating. Just to remind you that once again we are giving you an opportunity to pick up a $530 satellite ticket in for the PokerStars Championship Panama. All you need to do is get onto PokerStars, start today's card hunt challenge, start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and as you are going about your business completing that puzzle, you need to win a hand with the Queen of Clubs as one of your hole cards. Once you have done that and completed the challenge, tweet the hand ID and your player ID to hashtag PokerStars win. 3 winners drawn at random.
You're calling 500 more for sure.
Good luck if you're going to have a go at that.
Put me on an overpair.
Good luck, and then good luck if you get yourself that satellite ticket. Come see us.
Now, I've completed the challenge 2 of the 5 days we've been broadcasting, and I will say that the actual thing we're asking you to do is pretty easy once you already complete the challenge. Like, all I had to do is scroll back through my hand history.
Oh, I see. So you kind of just concern yourself with completing the challenge because you've got to complete the challenge anyway to be eligible, and then take a look back and just go Queen of Clubs, Queen of Clubs. Oh, there you go.
Exactly.
Excellent.
I actually made money doing it yesterday.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Well, I only submitted it once. I forgot. Oh, I completed it 3 times this week. 2 of the times I completed, I forgot to submit.
Well, you have failed this city.
Well, I'm not really sure what a $530 satellite to Panama is going to do for me because I'm going to Panama anyway, and I'm not allowed to play. So,
just a flesh wound.
it would be funny to see where my empty stack finished, I guess.
Yeah.
Could do some chip count updates on
I mean,
Stapes.
you'd be on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
You'd be
Tied
there.
for first.
You'd be up on the screens. You'd get in the seat and draw. I think we should do it. Make it happen. So Christian from the small blind has raised with his 10-6 off. The fact that his opponent had him dominated doesn't matter. He who bets wins, Rodney.
I love that one.
Thanks. You know we were enjoying the dealing action of Randy. We did it for Alice. Let's take a look at this guy in action.
I would let those hands do stuff to me.
Look at him, just wishy-wash, just shim them bad boys up.
It looks like he's really enjoying that, yeah. Just something so erotic about that. Now smash them all together. They call it a wash, but it looks so filthy.
Oh,
You got to switch to a mean mono. You know what I mean?
no, we don't. No one cares. I don't mean that. I'm just being...
We're just
Live.
messing with them.
One is 250.
Ace 10 and a raise from Michael Vela to 250,000. Quarter mil ball. Ace 7 for Christian Harder. He has done more with less. And he has the button. He lets it go. The guy's just got instincts from outer space.
He really does. He's on point, man.
He is. He's just, I mean, what an awesome life to live where you just know what to do. Cliff, the only player left to fight, and he does not want to.
He's really showing you why you want to come to the final table with the chip lead, because it gives you the freedom to do moves like that.
Our friend James caught up with Mike Watson.
So I'm down on the floor with the reigning champion of the Bahamas main event, Mike Watson. So they brought you down here, Mike. Are you going to hand over the baton? Are you going to present the trophy from champion to champion?
We'll see if they want me to do that, yeah. Make it happen.
Being back in the room, being by the stage, seeing the main event final table play out, does it bring back memories of last year?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it was a big win for me, great day. And, you know, obviously it's a big experience for these 5 guys or 6 guys that are left there now.
And how's the last year been for you after your win here in the Bahamas?
It's been a great year. Obviously, getting off, I think, to a big win at the start of the year is such a boon. It takes so much of a load off your shoulders. You know, you don't feel like you need to be in there playing every tournament. You're not sort of playing catch-up the whole year, trying to get back. So, had a great year, you know, decent run of the World Series, had a W-Coupe victory. So I was really happy with how everything went on and off the felt as well.
Excellent. So 2017 has kicked off. We're back in the Bahamas 1 year later. How has the inaugural PokerStars Championship treated you?
So far, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. I've had one final table in one of the high rollers, so I'm doing okay overall. But, you know, as always, enjoying myself down here in the Bahamas, having a good time. And, you know, I've got the last chance turbo left here, so hopefully we can turn things around and make a little profit.
So very quickly, if it's not poker, what's your one favorite thing to do here at Atlantis?
Oh, at Atlantis? I just love being on the lazy river or being by the pool in the cove and getting some sun and having a good time.
Well, obviously, we're going to be traveling the world with the PokerStars Championship. We look forward to seeing you on the tour again soon.
Absolutely.
Mike Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir Watts has clearly been getting a lot of sun.
Where do you think he's been then?
The lazy
This
river.
thing started to go my way.
I thought it was raining out there. Somebody told me it was raining. I think they were just lying to me because I was like, I really wish we could have got out in the
It's all
sun.
PR, man. It's not even. There's not even a beach out there.
We're actually in a hangar in Heathrow.
You were sitting down when I got all the chips.
Locke on Twitch says, Stapes, don't you think that James and Mike Watson are kind of similar?
3 folds.
Yeah.
Now, you call him the 4, you call him the 6? 6.
I really don't think that. I just thought it would be funnier to agree.
We just call him Cliff.
Mr. Josephy to you. Ace 3. Getting a bit short and 25 minutes to change that.
Hey, wait, 240.
He did so well in the last level to get himself up off the floor into the middle of the pack, but has slunk back down. Michael Vela is interested with a 7-4. He's getting creative with his big blinds. See how well he flops here.
Not very well.
Not very well at all. Thank you, Joe. My colleague there spotting almost instantly the flop was of no interest.
Had to think about it for a second.
You were very good, very fast.
And then I started to say that he did. But then I was like, think about this
Think
for a
about
minute.
this. Look at think about what you can see. Use your eyes and use your words.
One raise is 475.
I use the anti-blink approach, the stare approach.
Nice. Can't believe how much love we got for that slow motion of the dealer shuffling the cards. We should clearly do more of that. Seems to be all this poker coverage is really not hitting the mark.
Just show us cool stuff with the cameras. They keep saying no to my idea to have a Stapes cam drone fly around the room. Just buzz by people's tables.
Only if it's fitted with a speaker that you can press a button. It goes, "Hello, my babies," out of a little tiny tinny speaker as it goes past.
Yeah,
them.
no, I want them to be, hey, hey, hey guys, hey, what's up? Hey buddy, hey buddy, how's it going? You got chips? Going out later?
Let's make that happen. So a raise here. Now looking down the barrel of a re-raise. It was 175,000 from Cliff. Michael Vela made it 475.
I don't think this raise is super credible. Neither does Cliff Josephy. Problem is Cliff isn't doing great against some bluffs. And that is why he is not calling.
Here's 850.
We have seen just now a flop 3-bet.
Michael Vela must feel like he's made out of glass.
He's just playing him face up.
Because
Good in.
everyone
Thank
can
you.
just apparently see through him, and he must just be like, oh, okay.
Better get them standing up again.
What?
They need to stand up again.
I'm not,
Wasn't
not
their
sure
fault
what he's
for
talking
flopping
about
trips.
there.
It's probably something from a really old film.
How come you guys aren't
So
standing up?
this is how things are looking. Cliff back to second from the bottom, or fourth from the top. Depends if
Hey, it
you're a
wasn't your
glass
fault
half
I
full
tried
or
to-
empty
to
kind of
bluff a
guy.
freaking made hand.
27 bigs for Cliff, 23 for Michael Vela. Still Christian Harder just poning the table, 9.5 million. His nearest closest
See how it's
opponent,
going later.
3.5 million. Aleksei.
Sheesh.
It's a
So you
comfortable
might as well tell me now.
lead.
Just bottom full.
Oh shit! Did you have 2 freaking 9s? I've had 2 9s twice, so I certainly buy it.
That's a nice thing
Wasn't
for
it 9-9 jack?
Cliff to tell him.
You don't even know what the flop was. You're
At
just
this point-
bluffing without even
I don't even care.
thinking about it.
Buddy, come on.
Opalikhin got a decision to make here. Queen, Jack
Hey, it's what
off
you got. If you don't hit there, you fold.
under the
Right.
gun.
Right?
That's
You see bet?
unfortunately
And
not
the
at
other
all
kids,
right.
Yeah.
they don't have to have it to do something crazy.
No, they're a little sticky.
Unfortunately, I think the question you have to ask yourself there is when you make that raise, would I raise here with a jack? Would I raise here
Michael earlier.
with a 9? And he's probably not going to raise, get it in with a 9, so Cliff is
most comfortable
safe
with
to
the
raise him
chip
back if
instead.
he thinks he has a 9.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. Most people just aren't raising a jack there. They're going to play it slow a little bit.
And this is Michael Gentili with the suited ace-10 is going to come along. He calls the 225.
Should have played that one, I think. Doing the
Christian
jack,
Harder.
blue.
Sitting on Jack-7 in the big blind. Must be worried that he hasn't won a hand in 2 or 3 hands. Just let it go. So we are heads up to the flop. Michael Gentili against Aleksei Opalikhin. King, deuce 7. Couple of clubs out there. Ace-10 still ahead.
I mean, they got it all covered. Ace and a 10 and a queen and a jack, and they still miss.
Yeah, and the hearts maybe comes into play. The clubs maybe comes into play.
Everybody's got a backdoor flush draw.
All about the back doors, baby.
You know, I'm not as obsessed with backdoors as I was when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny that.
Perfectly happy just to make it the easy way. Right in the front door. What?
I didn't say anything. I'm just watching the poker.
Okay.
Six bets, 375. 10 folds.
Nice continuation from Aleksei. Gets the job done.
Yeah, gets a better hand to fold. Well done.
3.85 million for him now. Also, have you got that? That's, you know, the thing goes like your little announcement music.
Ready?
Yeah. No, that's not the one I wanted. That's the one. Oh, that's I think broken.
I think my box is broken.
Just going to remind you what everyone is playing for. $480,000 for the top prize. $353,000 as the runner-up. Right now, everyone guaranteed $140,000, nearly $141,000, having seen Rasmus go some months ago.
Dave.
Something's broken.
No, Dave, can you get my box? Oh, it's working again.
The reason I actually wanted that was to let you know that Luke Greenwood,
Have a drink.
who we watched, no, just the once would have been fine actually, but
Take my mind
thanks.
off
4 times is always better. He has taken down the PokerStars Championship Bahamas 25K high roller, took down $779,268 after a 2-handed deal with Nick Petrangelo.
Hey, Nicky Petrangelo, you never come by, say hi no more.
He got 740,032 buckaroos. Congratulations to
You
him.
gotta be in the office on Monday.
Meanwhile, we find ourselves once again with pocket pairs land.
I don't have an office to go to.
There we go.
No.
I thought they said you went ahead.
Michael Gentili, we only know one of his cards,
No.
but he has raised with
I
at
don't know where they got
least
that from.
the 10 of diamonds,
I saw
perhaps
that
more.
on,
Christian
WSOP
Harder
fund
with his
that time.
pocket sevens just going to
No.
come in.
I used to come up with ideas for hedge funds, and they used to pay me commission dollars,
Oh, okay.
which
Me
is
too.
a lot different than running a hedge
Yeah,
fund.
yeah. Hell yeah. A lot different.
Sorry.
You look way too healthy to be a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, I guess the last few years have been a little difficult for
Yeah.
some.
King
for
9-8,
most.
2 clubs.
3 checks.
They still have it okay. They still live on it.
Well, yeah.
Not a lot of joy for Christian Harder.
I'm glad I bet what I did there, because if I end up making a flush in that pot, you're getting it
Check, check. King on the turn.
I need to go run a runner out of Huh?
Chartered, no choice but to check again. He would like a cheap showdown at this point. I think we're going to see Gentili bet here pretty often, unless he has 2 10s,
Rainbow flop.
unless he has some kind of showdown value. Full house on the river for Charter. Now, straights and flushes came in.
Man. What about those cards, am I right?
Yeah.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. And this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Wow. Double.
Huh?
600,000 in the middle. Just how greedy can you get?
3 bets, 650.
Well, we know that Gentili has at least got 7, 8, 9, 10. Whether he's got an 11, I just don't know. I just don't know at this point.
11 would be very bad for him. I do not see how he gets away from this if he has an 11. I mean, Harder's overbet the pot, so he's looking for some kind of hero call. Obviously, a king's pretty tough to get away from here. King 10 of diamonds is certainly possible. Even 2 10s is going to be tempting, but Gentili does fold.
And he wins the button, too.
Christian Harder is getting
man gets
pretty
it all.
close to having 10 million in chips. 9.8 now for him. Michael Gentili and Cliff Josephy sitting on pretty much exactly the same stack, 26 big blinds each. He is up 3.8 million from the start of the day. I'm going to call that a good day. Michael Vela remains our short stack with 22 big blinds.
And I think in 15/35 minutes time after the next break, I think we're really going to see Charter step on the gas even more.
Ooh, you're in the
when
mix. Get it.
Gentili, Josephy, Vela are all going to have 20 big blinds and below. Assuming that nothing happens at the end of this level to consolidate those chips a little bit more. He's going to be able to really push these guys around.
Oh, you're going back to yesterday on me now. The wind blew and the cat blew.
3 folds.
Round to the blinds.
Daniel Hart tweets in to ask, great coverage, guys. Can you talk about the decision to not stream any of the high rollers? Yes, we can.
Thank you for your question.
There's
Rasmus.
Yeah, welcome back.
He must be thinking, hang on a minute, they're all still there?
I know,
They're-
so embarrassing.
I was thinking let's pop back for the heads up, but no. This one was raised up by Josephy after Aleksei called and hands over. I can tell you he's got an incredibly strong frame.
Oh, I saw that. He dipped you even. Or you dipped him, I'm not sure.
No, he dipped me.
Yeah,
Like a Ritz cracker.
like a handy snack. And some
Spreadable
cheese.
quote cheese. Which is, if you're ever wondering how you too could have a body like Joe Stapleton, just get some kind of cardboard
I was busy
mixed
checking
with
out,
bread
admiring his
and
stack.
dip it
Now I have to
in
look at the
plastic
cards.
that's
What
been
am I gonna do with
melted
this
and
stuff? Double
cuddled
down.
like cheese. That's how he does it.
5 folds. 3 folds.
Holding round. Opalikhin.
I think you're at the 10 million mark, young man.
Close.
Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 9, right in the neighborhood. If shy, just a bit. Just a bit outside.
You know that one?
Seen a lot of movies.
Sorry?
Mike.
Just a bit
I love
outside.
PBS.
Over and over.
I don't
you've
know
seen
what
it.
that
All the time.
That's from Major
I watch
League.
the same ones over and over again. I
Not
love
seen
them.
that one.
It's a good one.
It is at the very worst a
But I'm
queen
old,
of
so,
spades
you know,
for
they're on all the
Aleksei.
time.
10 folds.
Beyond that, I can't help you.
Give me Vaughn. Give me Rick Vaughn.
I mean, I feel like I'm 21. I act like I'm 16.
Those are both positives.
Just over 10 minutes left on this level before another break. Again, remind you right now, everyone locked up just shy of $141,000. Top prize, $480,000. Feels like we've got a little while to go
11-minute run.
until
Almost
we're going to
enough
get
for the
anywhere
break.
near that top prize, but
3 folds.
quite a few shallow stacks now, and as the blinds continue to go up, that problem is going to just get larger and larger for a number of these players.
6 folds.
We are family. Hey, one time, kid.
There's nothing most young poker
One
players love
time in
than
the
being
last
called
11
kid,
minutes.
I find. Hey, kid.
Don't make me look at him. I won't even look if you give me a walk.
10 folds.
Not really sure that's a deal for anyone.
At least, and I don't know why we started bringing just the one card. We'll try and improve
Well,
that for you. There is a 9 for Gentili.
One goes down there.
Pocket 10s for Vela. He is all in. Wow, fold, 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 fold.
Couldn't fold fast enough.
Come to Papa.
And the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild.
I feel like that was kind of a big shove with 10s, but it's one way you make sure that you win the pot right away. You don't see if, you know.
Well, it's a bit like the comment you made a while back with one of them, is it's
My buddy
dangerous
Rasmus
because you're
showed
just
that
only
bum
ever
some
going to
good
get caught
karma.
by monsters and you just scare everything else off. But maybe that's what you want to happen most of the time in that spot. It's a legit way of staying alive.
I mean, there's some situations like if Gentili had 9s, he probably calls. 8s probably call. sevens maybe. Then it starts to get a little dicey, and then the rest of them you're flipping and crushed. And also, lots of hands that you're doing good against are just gonna fold.
Okay, there's 240.
So you know, Vela does have a hand. He can play post flop. Doesn't have to auto ship.
1 fold.
True that, bruv. A raise from Cliff in the cutoff with his ace-jack off. And now the decision on the big blind of Christian Harder. Got a king-10 off. Entirely lovely. Nine, 6, 3, 2 spades. Just absolutely misses the life out of everybody. Ace high still good for Cliff. They're going to check it to a turn. As 7 comes down again, gives nobody nothing. 2 hearts now. Obviously the possibility of straight blags. 580,000 in the middle.
Three bets, 350.
It's got to be pretty hard to go broke 6th and then come back. I'm sure he's had a few cocktails, Rasmus.
You know, he's quite a perky. Well, you saw we had a bit fun.
Nice guy, yeah.
He's a perky guy, and he came over. He wasn't moping at all. He was, you know, got to be kind of gutted, but I mean, I don't know because I've not had the experience. I've only won a few things, and they're pretty tiny. But I guess there must be a pretty quick period of time when you suddenly realize actually what you've just won and what you've achieved. So I guess after a while, once you just take a moment and grab a beer and just sort of think, wow, actually, do you know what? That's pretty amazing.
Harder wins that one with the worst hand.
Do you know what he has got in chips? He has got over 10 million of them.
Well, that is a first for this tournament.
10,110,000. That's incredible considering his next closest opponent has just shy of 4. A 6 million gap between first and second here.
More than 2 to 1. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he's got more big blinds than Opalikhin, Josephy, and Gentili combined. He's got almost as much as the entire rest of the table.
Yeah.
Big fold. 10 fold.
6.5 minutes left here as we see a raise. Oh, no, we don't. It was a fold. Excuse me. I thought the 4-5 suited was raising up. King Jack off for Michael Vela.
275.
Opalikhin may choose to defend King 6. He does not, however. No defense.
No, and you can see on the bottom of your screen, by the way, coming up in the break in 6 minutes' time, part 3 of Poker in the Ears and Eyes.
The final part.
The final part featuring our superfan Richard, who takes Stapes on in a competition about Monty Python or Mighty Pon... I can't say it. Monty Python. No, how do you say it?
Monty Python.
Monty Python.
Buddy, good thing we got a break. We're closing on a break. I think you might be having a stroke.
Monty Python or Python, depending upon your
never in.
favors. Movie trivia. I'm not going to say who wins, but I'm going to say it's close.
10 folds, 1 fold.
Christian's going to feel inclined to raise pretty much 100% of his buttons. But this ain't one of them.
Wow.
Opalikhin with pocket 6s. See, that's why Christian didn't, because his spider sense was tingling.
Seizure right there.
Unbelievable.
He folded the last
I
one.
wonder if Spider-Man had chosen, well, probably Peter Parker rather than Spider-Man because he'd look a bit stupid. But if he'd chosen to play poker, whether the danger of running your kings into aces would have been quite enough jeopardy to trigger the spider sense. Wouldn't that be really annoying if it wasn't?
It explains why Toby Maguire is possibly the winningest poker player in history.
The winningest. He certainly is. Top of the winningest pile. So raise the 300,000. Pretty big. I don't think we've seen too many
We may have to launch an
300,000s from this sort of
investigation.
position. Blind on blind. Wants to get the job done. An ace. Sorry, I don't know what the other one is. Let's imagine for a minute.
Well, we know Cliff isn't folding, regardless of what his other card is. At the very least, he's going to defend. And I don't think he's going to be raising bad aces. I think if he does put in a raise here, it's going to be good aces, suited aces. Josephy second from the bottom. Well, there's not much separating him and Gentili, or him and Vela.
Yeah, all pretty tight down the bottom of the pack right now.
Stacker. Net must be down. I'm all in.
8's all in.
Wow.
How much?
These two are almost
2.5,
certainly flipping
2.5.
if Opalikhin decides to call.
I think we might be in for a couple of minutes of watching Aleksei pinch his brain through his eye holes, because these are the sort of decisions that
2.5, 25.
are tricky. But Josephy is short. 2,500 all in from Cliff. I love the picture of Cliff, by the way. We've not mentioned it, but just look how happy he is. His little avatar. Aleksei lets it go quite quickly. Does not want to take that potential race. Doesn't want to do it. No reason to do it.
He seemed, now we don't know what his hole cards were at other points in the tournament, but he seemed reluctant to flip at other points.
Yeah, okay.
Even
Agreed.
for much smaller shoves than that, even in less dicey situations than that one. I'm not surprised to see him fold sixes there. I don't know if it's right, but I'm not surprised.
Good thing I'm not Mike.
I do think that if Cliff is like has a monster there, I don't know if he rips it in.
Not really.
Again, that's a kind of a big shove.
Or selling. One or the other.
I hear you, buddy.
Or reverse something.
Jay Smith Poker asks, can you talk about the decision to only show one hole card? That was no one's decision. That's just based on Johnny Bax maybe not holding his cards in the right place. Occasionally the reader doesn't pick them up. Just a glitch.
They're 2 months too late.
Folded round to Aleksei on the button. He is out of there. Cliff Josephy,
3.9 to start.
blind on blind, interested to know what Michael Gentili has got. Everyone very close. Cliff on 28 big blinds, Michael Gentili on 22 right now.
Oh, it's different when the rabbit has the gun.
I prefer the full version. Ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun.
Elmer J. Fudd, millionaire. Own a mansion and a yacht. Now that's a pretty freaking stack. I'm gonna take a picture of that and tell people it's mine.
I think if I understand what Michael Vela just said, he's going to take a picture of Christian Harder's stack and then tweet it as if it's his own.
He's done it. He's over the 10 million mark, folks. He has done it. It's 10 million in that, right?
Yeah.
Josephy
That's
taking his
awesome.
time here in the small blind.
Now you got to build on top.
And if
a
he's
very
doing this
good,
for the
solid
benefit of Michael
foundation
Vela,
to
he's
build
not
on.
paying attention.
No.
Nice stack.
Oh, it's Gentili who's in the big blind, excuse me.
Well, yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say,
it's
or it
all
might just be
very
waiting for the
nice
clock to
stacks.
run down to ensure that Michael Vela is hit by the big blind when we come back. He might just get down to 1 second and then fold.
It's a good shot, Matt.
I like that.
We have
It's fun.
Hey, way to time that out.
Especially
Like you're I don't know.
ticked over into the break. And Cliff
But the
does
other
raise.
nervous, something.
Just wanted to make sure that if Michael Gentili folded, they were at least in the break. Job done, perhaps.
Well spotted, Matt, and interesting, decent strategy there from Cliff Josephy. He is middle of the pack as we head into this break. Only 24 big blinds in the middle, though.
Yep, so we can see it is over 10 million for Christian Harder, the short stack Michael Gentili. We're going on a break along with our players. Join us in 19 minutes for more here from our main